Welcome back. I am Captain Crazy, and this is the second edition or second episode for the Let's Play walkthrough of World of Final Fantasy. So we got through the prologue on the last episode. It was a little bit of a shorter episode just because a lot of cutscenes, and I had to have supper apparently, so what just told me I needed to have supper. So we will continue from where we left off. At least that's the hope.
Chapter 1.
There we go. So right where we left off. We are in the Wellsprings Woods.
So, this must be Grimoire.
The land of Grimoire.
What?
Ah, we're chibis! Chibis. We are chibis. Ah, so our chibi phones are just a blend-in.
That's awesome.
I do believe we have the option of not being chibi phone, though. Yes. So we can press L1 circle to change to Ren as our main character. L1 square to get to land. Or switch between the forms. So the tip jar, I believe, is just simply you can go into these and the additional help, essentially.
I guess we should head straight down this path.
Ah, so
What? Are we gonna get lost? Yeah.
so triangle is to get to the menus. We'll go into that tip jar. I hate blanking things, so it teaches you the ATB battle system. I know about the ATB battle system though, so I'm not going to go into it. Setting button shortcuts to abilities. Oh, so you can easily map them out without having to go into Classic and go into the different menus, sorry. Different battle modes, which will be wait and whatnot. Classic battle menu, which I've already explained. Action points, which we already know, so each ability takes a different amount of action points, and you will get a few or one or two action points every turn. And then Lilican and Giants are just the two different forms, and that just shows you how. The Giant form is a large character, so on a stack of 3, you can have a large character on the bottom, and then anything above it, right? So a medium or a small character can go on a large character. So you always need to be one size bigger than what's going on top of you. So you could be a large character with a medium thing on top of you, a large character with a small, or a medium character with just a small. So if you're the large character, you can actually have a stack of 3 things as long as you have a medium and a small Mirage to go on top. And then we have our items. So we have so the prisms, or Pokeballs, are specific for the type of creature that you're wanting to catch. So you need to have the prism for that specific creature to be able to catch that specific creature. And then we have these Coliseum tickets. So apparently we don't start with those mirages. It just allows us to challenge the mirages to be able to try to catch them. I believe that's what that means. Okay, and we will
Yeah.
do that because I want to be a big person.
Oh, hello. I spy another mirage.
That is the call the Choco Chip. What are you ever waiting for? Go on and imprison me.
Okay, so we're going to try to imprison this Choco Chick. Choco Chick. So our arm becomes this weird metal thing, and then we grab our Pokeball and we throw it. Or no, we summon our characters. That's it. Which, like I explained earlier, goes to a stack. Because I'm a large character with a small character on top of me. It's all good.
What is it? That's the call of prism. Use it to make the Choco Chips prismarium. Every time you find a new mirage you haven't seen before, it'll be recorded in NFL Special Mirage Manual.
Whoa. Does it even have pictures?
Use the bench. And whenever you find a new mirage,
So it's basically the bestiary or the Pokedex, whichever you want to call it.
okay, first, try using the Choco Chip. Then use your prism.
So we will actually be able to get the compatible prism every time we encounter a new mirage, according to this. Which basically gives us one free chance to try to catch everything. And okay. So that's just the Libra that I showed you earlier. And all the abilities and status ailments that can be afflicted and whatnot. Okay, so it auto Libras us. So we can see our own characters. And then we can also see okay, so in order to catch this one, we need to use physical attacks to create Prismatunity. So a Prismatunity, I believe, is just the ability to make it so it's catchable. So right off the bat, it's not catchable, and once we make a certain situation, then it will become catchable, and you'll have this blue ring or blue shield that goes around it, and it shows us we can get it. So this also shows us that it is weak to ice because it has a negative resistance to ice. It's also weak to dark, and it's resistant to wind, and I believe that would be ground. And then the others, it's just neutral. Okay, so we will attack with her, and you see how it glows.
Use the imprison command to reclaim that mirage for your own.
We have to be careful when we're attacking, because when we're stacked, we do a lot more damage, and a lot of the times we'll end up killing things in one hit, or so I saw from the demo. If we kill it, then obviously we can't catch it. Just like in Pokemon, if you knocked it out, then you don't have the opportunity to catch it. So being stacked isn't always the best way to go, because if you do too much damage, then you lose the opportunity to get said Mirage. So yes, Libra tells us how, or gives a good hint on how to get it. So it'll get its turn first, and then we will have the opportunity to try to catch it. So circles the Prism command, and notice throw a Pokeball, and now it blinks a couple of times, and we catch it. Very reminiscent to a certain other game. And yay! Basically a tutorial, and we still get a trophy for it. Gotta love those easy trophies. And a level up. Okay, so notice how everybody gets the same amount of experience, and then I believe once we get additional Mirages, they'll actually get a lesser amount of experience, even if they're not part of our stack. No items are Gil from that battle, but so this is also a small character. So it's a fast character, but not fast and dodging, but isn't so much in the way of magical defense or hit points. And ailments and whatnot. It is still resistant to a few of them, at least. Cool. I'm not going to rename them just because I find it harder if I rename them to keep track of what they actually are. Looks good. Oh yeah, also almost evolve your Mirages, so they have different forms, each stronger than the last. So for example, Tomberry goes from Tomberry to probably a Grand Tomberry or a Tomberry King. So it has the three steps.
Oh, now I get it. So when I saw you perched on Mom's head back in Ninewood Hills, that's what you call stacking. Yep, that's right. Well, I'll figure I get to take it nice and easy.
Is that stacking or slacking?
When you create a stack, the HP of everyone in the stack gets be added together. Like we say, strength is a number.
Oh, so it's like combining into a super robot.
Better yet, your magic and other abilities have the potential to change too. It all depends on how your stack is configured.
Huh? Oh, I don't need any action figures when I get to blast out super attacks like a super robot.
Well, just be careful. Stacking doesn't make you invincible. Some of the enemy attacks have the power to unstack you. In other words, bye-bye super robot, so to speak.
So if a creature has a single target attack, there's actually an advantage to being unstacked, because then if it does a massive amount of damage to one of your characters, only that one character would end up fainting or dying, instead of your entire stack dying, right? Because they share HP. So if it can do as much damage as your entire stack worth of HP, then it's actually taking out 3 different characters. Where if you're unstacked, it can only have the possibility of taking one out at a time. Oh, and weaknesses are also shared to the entire stack. And now it shows us how to do the stack setups. Okay, so that's one of the advantages of these two characters. When they switch, they can actually change which stack form they can be in. So if they're in their medium form, you can actually have a large character underneath. So if you get a very strong, large character, you can put them into their medium-sized chibi form, and they can still be part of the stack with that strong character. So then you have 2 strong characters in that stack. So time to set up their stacks. Do we only have? So if we have our chibi stacks, she's going to have chick on top of her in chibi form, yeah. And then he always has that, and then we will put a stability weak. That's not good. Okay, we'll put the chick on top of her though. What happens if we... Ooh, stability good. So if we put the chick on top of him, stability still weak, he loses all his stats. So either way, we're going to have one character that has stability weak. We will figure out that later. I believe that is the counter to the abilities that the enemies can have that can actually topple your stacks. We actually have abilities as well that will help topple stacks, or will once we get a few other characters. I believe if we get a goblin, it knows Goblin Punch, and it has a strong attack that easily topples stacks, which will help out in other fights because the enemies can also be stacked. So we have... we're not going to worry about junctioning abilities to hotkeys because for the most part, I'm one that's going to want to use the... I'm going to be one of the ones that wants to use the classic view more than often, only because I like the retro Final Fantasies, and that's just what I'm used to using anyway. I'm not one for the games that you have to use L buttons to be able to try to get to different screens to try to remember where your abilities are junction to, and I just prefer to go into a menu. Which reminds me, I still need to go in and make sure that the battle system's on wait. I believe it is. That's default, but let's go to config. So we can change the messaging speed, have the mini-map, how quick the battle, battle menu. I want to be in classic mode all the time. It's just easier for me. I want it to be in wait. So we can either have that. Oh, apparently we only have one. Because of the version I got, we can actually get the Japanese audio if we really wanted to as well. And there we go. Luster leaf.
Where do we find that?
That chocolate chip you just imprisoned ought to be able to track down what we need. But first things the first, you're going to have to unlock the right ability on the chocolate chips the Mirage Boom.
Ooh. Oh yes, I forgot there's almost like a Crystarium in this game as well, or a ability board, kind of like Final Fantasy X mixed with the Final Fantasy XIII Crystarium. So you need skill points, and then there's also blank nodes that you can put abilities and stuff in. And yes. Mirage just that stroll ability will appear alongside, so you can set between them. So the strolling ability helps you unlock or find useful items that are in hidden spots. So we need to unlock. We want to go into them. I believe we can cycle through the different characters from this screen. Yes, we can. So luckily, the very first ability, and we automatically have enough SP to do it, is Stroll. So it's essentially just another tutorial on how to use it. And then we need 2 to do that. So that's a... Ooh, so here's the example of the abilities that have toppling effects, right? So I could learn Ram. So it inflicts neutral physical damage and also has a topple strength of medium. So it has a decent chance of trying to topple the enemy's stack, which is useful when you're against a very strong opponent, and when they're stacked up, they have massive amounts of physical attack or magical attack or such. Or I can learn Cure right away, but I don't have enough SP for Cure, but I do for the Ram. Since I believe I should get enough SP to be able to get that fairly quickly, I will use my 2 SP to get Ram. And since we're already in here, let's try to learn some abilities from her. Oh, so she already started with 2 different abilities, and we have still 4 points. So we could get more HP, we could get accuracy, or we can get strength. So that's a decent amount of HP. I don't think we're going to have an HP problem early in the game, though, so we're going to get strength so that we can kill things a little faster. Best defense, kill it. So we only have the 2 Mirages at the moment. Our main characters do not have Mirage boards. That is the disadvantage to them. I'm not sure if we get other abilities via them. So the advantage to them is they're basically the imprisoned. And then they have their own stats. But it doesn't look too much like there's they get too many extra abilities. Unless later in the game other things give them abilities, or maybe we get to equip items or something, but we'll find that out as we go along. Okay, so it's already found something, and we get the Lester Leaf. Before we do that, though, we are going to look around the rest of it and see if there was anything else. There's not. So it wants the Luster Leaf. Yes, we want to give it to it so we can continue on with the story.
That's so cool. I guess the chocolate chip found us just the item we needed. Yeah. With the help of a Mirage of the two, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. And Mirage boards are for much more than unlocking abilities. You can also use them to change your Mirages into new and powerful forms. So be sure to keep
She talks so weird.
working on your Mirage boards. Pretty soon you'll be dancing and trouncing across Brickor like a pair of the pros.
So essentially we want to power up our Mirages. Oh. And our first chest. 3 potions.
So, Tama, I noticed Mirages disappear when we defeat them. Why is that? Most of the Mirages you see in Brickor don't actually technically belong in this world.
Okay.
And so, when one of you guys gives them the old KO, they can't maintain their presence here anymore. They fizzle that out and go back to their own
The
world.
Mirages are actually from basically a different dimension, and when we kill them, we are sending them back to their own dimension because they can't maintain their physical presence here. Ooh, Phoenix down.
Now, that's weird. Who was it that told me all this before? It's like right there on the tip of my tongue.
I wonder what this is.
This is the pod of mercury. Inside are the light we define mirages that are, shall we say,
Mirages. Oh man, let's go catch him.
Something tells me these are harder than our normal mirages.
This one's not very cute.
what did we do? I'm trying to
So now we're going to be trying to fight a behemoth.
her light to define mirages that are the strong and dangerous.
Try to tell us. Try a little harder, please.
Wonder if we actually are capable of beating this at this point. So we are going to try to Libra this immediately and find out if she's just going to defend so that we can Libra the behemoth. Oh, it's unimprisonable. Oh, goody. Oh. Okay. I don't think we can actually beat this thing. Let's try using Foxfoot. Wow. Yeah, we're really not able to do much to this guy. Try just a simple attack. Oh. Okay, we're going to try to escape from this, since obviously...
Just kidding.
Oh, apparently we can't even escape from it. How the hell are you supposed to beat this thing?
Oh no. Did you two die already?
What? I died? That's no way.
Maybe it's true. That mirage in Warcraft did kinda...
Well, I'm still alive.
Yes. That's because someone intervened. Right at the moment of your demise. And made it so the battle never happened. Wow, you really did that?
So yes, we were supposed to lose that fight.
The one who does it. That's the right. I have the power to rewind time a little. And bring the whiskey to safety. Although, it could cost me a life to do it, so I hope you don't mind if I rest for a little while afterwards. A life? You might not believe it, but I've actually got multiple lives. Back there, I had to sacrifice one of those lives to turn back time and to save you. You see, this girl with the ribbon who showed up in my dreams, she's the one who taught me how to do it.
That makes zero sense and kind of freaks me out. But Tama, I'm impressed.
The base! Oh!
So I wonder how many lives this cat has.
It's only the if you lose a fight, like what happened to you in the market. Oh, yeah! And I can always recover my life if you stay here and let me rest and stuff. So, don't forget to give me a breather before I run out of seconds and chances.
Dude, you got
Thanks, Tamba. We really owe you one. Especially Lon, who didn't have the good sense to listen before diving in.
We're inside the threshold of a powerful Mishraz. It's game over.
Hey, who's that?
Oh, if you mean our new guest, she claims to have gotten herself lost. Go say hello. She's quite the character.
Ooh, maybe we get another Mirage from this.
The real question is how she got here from the outside world when it's always a trick. She must have experience crossing between planes.
And I'm going to assume this is a save point. Yes, it is. So we're only about half an hour for this episode, so we will continue on. And try to chase after this mysterious character. And luckily it tells us exactly where to go. But we are also going to check and make sure there's no hidden chests or anything in here, because why wouldn't there be a hidden chest somewhere? But we don't want to go that way. Doesn't look like there's any chests. So, continuing on with the story. What I find funny is this game only came out midnight today, and it's in the afternoon, and people have already, I believe, beat a good chunk of this game. Chocoboculino. She's actually from several different games. I believe more from 10.
I do have this funny way of winding up in strange places. Cool. All right. Here's some. I've got the good.
So this is basically the store. So potions, just healing material. Healing potion revives from KO in battle or outside of battle, probably. Antidote, so removing poison damage. Eye drops, removing blindness. Oblivion, whatever Oblivion is. Ooh, that's a new one. Removing sleep. Confusion. Oh, yes. A stack can be become unstable, so the next hit that would knock it over would greatly have a much higher chance of toppling said stack. This will bring it back, I believe, to its original strength of stability. Poison Fang inflicts poison, or sometimes inflicts poison. Probably also does a little bit of damage. Same but with sleep. Confusion. Blindness. Sorry. Berserk, which essentially makes a character do more damage, but they are completely uncontrollable. So you lose control, or if you do it on an opponent, they won't use any of their special abilities. They will literally just auto attack, which if they have a very low attack, but have a lot of high magical attacks and a high magic attack stat, can sometimes be the best way to go. So you cause them to do more damage with their physical swings, but that's all they can do. Basically gives you control over your opponent. and then sometimes casts Oblivion, or inflicts Oblivion. So whatever that is. We don't really have enough to buy anything. We could buy a couple of potions or antidotes. We don't really need to at this point.
Slow down. What kind of operation is this?
It's called a shop, dear. You're in luck. I find all kinds of stuff as I bounce from point A to point Q. I'm just sure a connection.
Okay, so. Oops. So we have two different prisms. We also have those. We have no missile items. And then we have these Coliseum tickets for, I believe, probably later in the game. That allow us to get those other characters. What I might do is go save the game and try using one of those Coliseum tickets and see if I can get one of these characters early in the game, because I'd like to get them as early as I possibly can so that they have the best amount of use.
So, hey, are you ready to head back to Grimoire?
So we come to her to buy things or sell things.
Shoulder yourself, Seraphine. I didn't know it was you. You had it coming. I know, I'm ruined. I should look man too. I don't remember raising you. You're such a selfish person. Well, I don't remember you the way me at all. What's this? I'm just an adorable little human.
Ooh, so we are probably getting another Mirage. Oh yes, okay. So she's going to become our bank, or our. She's going to be the computer in the Pokemon games that have the box storage system, essentially. So you can only have so many Pristariums on you at the same time. I believe it's 12-ish. Might be less than that, actually. But, so you can only have so many on you at the same time. So you have your stack, and then you have your alts. So she'll keep so many of them in there. Okay. Ooh. So we got another small character. Seems to be more of a magical defense character. It's small, so it's not really going to be much better, other than she learned some decent healing abilities. So she seems to be a healer, but has very low magic for some reason. We're just going to use default name. So if we were to go into our stack setup, you now see that we could equip a different character. So we would gain magic defense, but we would also lose. Ooh. Yeah, no, definitely not equipping that person to our stack as of yet. So, key. We're going to use that just so that we can. So yes, we are allowed our main characters plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different. So yes, 12 total, including our main characters, on us at any given time. After that, they need to go into this box. But because we don't need to swap anything at the moment, we are okay. We don't need that. I'm just going to do this just so that I don't have those annoying blinkings. I hate annoying blinkings. Piercing Mirages, but Prismarians, we don't need to worry about. Should I stack? Should I unstack? We'll do that. Okay. And time to head back. But like I said, we are going to save and then use one of those Colosseum call crystal thingies.
Anyway, I think you should be able to manage on your own from here. You mean you're the leading us? Yes, you handle things now. Oh, okay, I will. It's cool. I'll lock this place down tighter than a Malboro with vital mouthwash. That's a therapy guarantee. But where are you going now? Oh, well. Somewhere I'm supposed. Yeah, that's not exactly very helpful. Look,
She's got the alfalfa thing going on.
No, you'll figure it out. I can't do everything for you now. Everything? I've barely done anything. Besides, every world has its own rules. Like water, gas, and fire. And light, vanishing darkness.
I think that's just called science.
Well, I designed mine to be so completely unbreakable that even I can't undo them.
Undo what?
The rules.
You're bad at explaining.
You're saying you can't help because that violates the rules of the world or something? Exactly.
But why is that? I mean, come on. Just who do you think you are?
Me? Oh, well. I'm God.
Oh, they went that aspect. Wow. This person is God.
She's gone. I guess we can't necessarily rule it out, but for somebody calling it cosmic shocks, she seems kind of sub-benevolent. Well, that's any girl for you, so get used to it.
So, she really is God?
It's me. Anna Crow is Anna Crow, wouldn't you say? Pretty much. Thanks for clearing it up.
Be funny if she turned out to be the main villain of the game. Oh, so it does give you the option to skip things in this if you wanted to. So we are going to save our progress. We're going to do that anyways. Hopefully it doesn't bring us right in because there's still a save point there. Let us. No. So apparently we need to get to a Colosseum to be able to do this. Okay, so we are going to, we don't have any regions or towns, so I guess we're going to a dungeon. Once again, Rockstar. for the tired gamer. Hashtag still not sponsored. Okay, so which character is in front has absolutely no, but we can do this, which allows us to change which character basically is the one running in front. The only thing it changes. Ooh. So we can auto battle. We can use the directional pad to yes. Okay, we are going to defend simply so that we can lever this thing and find out how to capture it. Use physical attacks to create the opportunity. Okay. So we're going to try attacking as a stack, and hopefully this won't do too much damage, and we're okay. Like I said, sometimes being stacked causes an issue where, see, like, it's low on health. And if we had a third character in our stack, that probably would have one-shotted that, and we would have not been able to... Oh! So, the Prism has a chance to fail. We are going to try again. Broke free one more time. Well, we're going to keep trying, because it's low health, so there's no reason why it shouldn't catch. One, two, three, and we caught it. Yay! So we gain 20 experience. So notice how our character that isn't even in a stack still got experience for that. And this is a small character. And it's another very fast character, but has slightly higher attack power, so or strength and magic. And seems to have. Ooh, it has regen, or can learn regen. Sorry. Use the default for the Mew. So, so the experience is split between however many characters in the stack, and then everybody else gets 8% of the total experience. So if we have 6, so that's what? They get roughly 18%, if my math is even close. 19. Yeah, they get like 18%, I believe, roughly, each, versus the 8% that every other character is going to get. We will go to our stacks though. And ooh, better stability, but we don't learn, or we lose the stroll. Should probably go into our Mirage board still and see if they can learn anything. So we have no SP for that character. The Mew does have XP though. We will learn Libra and Stroll, and we're probably then going to swap this character out. Ooh, I forgot. That'll be a topple. Okay. She's only got one. The Sylph has 3 points, so we will spend that. Ooh. There's a heal ability. Okay. So we are going to change things up a little bit because that Mew has good stability, ups everything that I need to, other than my magical defense, and gives me the same abilities as the Chocobo with the possibility of regen later. So we are going to do that. We'll also change it in here. And continue on. And I wonder if it's the same item. Oh, it's not. But it was in the same spot, so I wonder if I went in and out of this a bunch of times. Ooh, random encounters. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna try some abilities. That's single target. Nah, we'll just attack it. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna blast the hell out of this. Ooh, weak to fire. Good to know. And we killed it in one shot. Oh, just attack this thing.
Yeah. Victory.
So a few of our characters got level increases, and we got some gil. I believe level increases should give us some SP. Let's find out. So I believe Mew got it, so... Oh, he only got 1 SP for that, so... No point in doing anything for that. We already got that chest. We are not going to touch that thing this time, or is it going to make me do it again?
Come on, don't touch it this time.
Oh, that behemoth was level 26.
But could we see all this stuff before?
Now
my sake.
So we are definitely going to skip that thing this time. We'll come back to it later, and
I guess we're doing this. Come on, quick.
we already have one of these, so we'll just kill it. Easy to kill. Appears like basic attacks don't actually use up any AP points, which is how you get your AP points back, because your AP points appear to get used up and don't get reset as you enter the next battle. So see how we're still missing 1 AP point apiece for my my stacks. We'll probably get to the next save point and then call this an episode. So the end of chapter 1 is essentially a giant cutscene again. So we got a lot of cutscenes apparently off the beginning. I hope they tone down the cutscenes going forward in the games. I'm not much of a cutscene type of guy. I much prefer to be able to just play the game and not get trapped in cutscenes. A lot of games I actually just skip them entirely. Especially games where the storyline doesn't quite interest me, or the battle system interests me so much that I don't want to waste time with the cutscenes or with the storyline to negate my battle experience, if that makes any sort of sense to anybody. I like how it's very anime oriented, this game too, though. Even the storyline is so much like an anime. Oh, it'd be fun if we get to fight with mech armor or Magitech armor. So, Behemoths, Magitech armor. We got I can't remember what the eyeballs are called. A lot of them are just called eyeballs. What other? We've seen bombs. Ooh, a few characters from other Final Fantasies. So, Clouds, Squall. So, Cloud and Squall. Titus or Titus. I believe it's actually called, they're pronounced Titus. Lightning. I'm not sure who that one was. It's hard to tell in some of them in their chibi forms. Different summons, that would be Ultimate Weapon, I believe, that they were fighting against. So to recap, the chibi forms are supposed to help us fit in, but essentially there's just a game mechanic that allows us to ride on larger characters and not be forced to be the bottom of the totem pole, essentially.
Chapter 2. Foretold by Prophecy.
Okay, so we are into Chapter 2. Wonder if we'll get a save point anytime soon, so...
Hey sis, is that a town over there at the end of the bridge?
Yeah, and I don't know why, but something about it takes me back.
So we're going to zigzag just in case the stroll has any sort of effect. Oh. Looks like we're going to be taking the train. which has the shape of a cactor.
So, you think we're supposed to get on? Absolutely. You alright?
Oh, dude.
So, stereotypical train to the next town.
Hey, sis.
Cactor Express.
Sure.
There was a Phoebe and a white mage. Oh, no, sorry, just a black mage and a white mage.
Whoa, look, Mike. I don't know how long it's been since we've had new passengers. Right, tickets, please.
The Cactor Conductor. Very good use of alliteration.
Folks? Oh, I indeedly am a barrage. But I'm also the train conductor, so tickets, please. Tom can talk, then why not?
But the train tickets that we need are right thingies. Where's your house?
Wow, semi-lifetime passes, eh? Haven't feasted my eyes on one of these in a swell spell. Right then, pleasant journey.
So apparently we have semi-lifetime passes.
Come from?
In a coming short, I was provided with everything you could ever need. Just here.
Okay then.
So why a semi-lifetime pass? And not a lifetime?
So I'm so glad that we don't have to grind to get the gil to buy train tickets or something, because those early grinds to get gil that they forced you to grind to be able to get the money, they always sucked. So just giving you the train tickets so much better. It was never bad when it was like 4 or 5 battles to get enough money to get something, but when it was one of those you have to fight for 45 minutes if you used all your money on something else, you had to fight for 45 minutes, an hour, just to try to grind the guild to be able to
This place.
basically progress in the storyline.
Something right out of a fantasy.
Hey, Tom, why don't you hitch a ride?
Gotcha the gotcha. Hold on. If I may ask, would you be kind enough to tell me what country you hail from? Oh, us? We're,
What's a Bahama?
well, the Bahamut Federation has a whole army.
Ah, I wonder if we're fighting against Bahamut.
Someone's made a whole army out of them?
Sounds just fine by me.
Maybe Bahamut's the main villain? We'll see.
Hey, wait up!
Oh, this main character's a moron. These guys almost look like nobodies. Or not nobodies, but shadows from like the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, Lon. Don't you know what's at stake?
It's, oh, they're goblins. So I wonder if we can catch these things. It's a goblin prism. Okay. So we are going to Goblin Guard and see if he tells us how he wants to be captured. But he doesn't know yet. We don't know for him either. Ooh. So. That Goblin Punch is something that can actually topple our thing, so we'll have to be very careful with that. And we are going to use that on the Goblin Guard. resisted that. We will try with then on the goblins.
Nice knowing ya. Here goes.
Ow. We're taking quite a bit of a beating here. Mind you, I did waste an entire turn using Libra, but that's besides the point. So we will kill this Goblin Guard just so that that's one less character we need to worry about. Wind obviously wasn't the thing that got it. Wow. Our physical attacks are doing more damage than our magic. We're going to have to heal here soon, too. Oh. I guess we'll kill this guy just so that one less source of damage, because he's probably going to use Goblin Punch. Or no. Ooh. Starting to get wobbly.
Gotcha.
Oh, so we were auto trying to imprison them, apparently.
Oh, what the? What just happened? Why wasn't I able to imprison that mirage?
Didn't you see the light that's surrounding it? That means it's the beholden to another keeper.
So it's
Theo? Smell?
it's kind of like Pokemon where you're fighting a trainer and the Pokemon swats the Pokeball away. Very similar.
You won't have been able to claim it for yourself.
So if they have a chain at the beginning of the battle, we are unable to imprison them.
Whoever wrote that little book in
Come on, it's me on the porch wall stuff.
giants. Oh, whoops. Nothing but emotional soldiers.
Looking through the mirage is off for a while.
It's just like the prophecy, word for word. But which one? Well, we know how it ends.
Please, may I speak with you?
Huh?
Sure.
Good old chibi forms.
The two of you. You've traveled here from another world. Oh, well, I mean...
Actually, I think you're pretty much spot on. And we're Mirage Teams, too.
Don't tell her.
Why not? Face it, we're too awesome to try and hide it.
Oh, these main characters.
All over.
Well, at least Lon is... Oh,
Someone who'd like
he's
to-
cringeworthy. He really is.
Could you
He's a moron.
stop by Castle Cornelia?
So let's find this cup.
So because we're in a town, we actually managed to... Ooh, we got 2 goblin prisms. One for each one of those goblins that we saw, so... And we're gonna go into this tip jar and do this, because... Oh, there's still more.
Doesn't Casa mean up? It's gotta be higher up.
Well, you still got the direction correct. Even if the rest of the...
So we're gonna...
Buy tickets.
No, we don't want to board the train yet.
That woman must be important if she's Magnus with... That woman must be important if she's Magnus to the castle.
What's up, guys? Nice armor.
Leave them alone, please.
So we got invited to a giant castle. You get to see this princess with this weird bowie thingy, and yes, I don't remember Princess Sarah. So she might be from another Final Fantasy, but
We had no idea.
not one that I'm familiar
Oh
with.
my gosh. I am so sorry Lon acted like such a royal idiot.
I'm not royal.
Oh, and I'm his older sister, Rain. It's an honor. Please forgive me, Louise. At first, I suspected that you might be agent sent here by the Hunt. I was wrong. You stood up bravely against their mirages and kept our town safe. All of Queensville thanks you.
I wouldn't say you were that good. Really.
Stop, you're so modest. Still, the fact of the matter is, we didn't do anything all that outstanding.
Yeah, we're more the in-standing types.
I'm pretty sure that in-standing isn't an actual.
Well, at least they make the princess laugh.
It's just so hard to believe that you two like the stuff of prophecies. Prophecies? Oh, that's right. I think I heard the townsfolk going on.
So we
about
went from
prophecy too. Oh, I am sorry.
trying to get our memories back to now we are probably the saviors of the world. Didn't take long.
You see, Cornelia, he's an unfederated state.
We are the chosen ones.
Unfederated?
Days of Tyranny.
Yes. Let me explain that as well. The majority of Grimoire's countries and municipalities
So yes.
to the Bahamutian Federation under the name of Randolph's the Herald.
Looks like we have visitors.
Has continued to maintain its sovereignty. The Federation is working to remove the Soviets but they held our ground. And now the Humboldt have taken to armed occupation. You mean like that Mirage attack before? Yes. So where does this prophecy factor in? The Azure prophecy speaks of the divergence. When time begins its march anew, they shall return as visitors, giants from the hills of the world, not our own. Upon Grimoire, they will wreak two divergent futures. One that brings salvation, and the other ruin, an enigma to confound in the highest mind. The
So-
giants may wreak two futures?
Recon.
So we can either save the world or we can destroy it.
Man, Toma, this prophecy's about you.
What are you even talking about? There's nothing around the way I smell.
Well, at least I'm dumber than you.
Eventually, once I start doing grinding, I'll end up doing that off screen. The main storyline, though, I will be doing on camera for the most part.
So, the giants from the hills, as in the hills? I guess it's one of those believe what you want to things. Yeah, so far it does seem to match up. Do you mind if I ask you a slightly awkward question? If this federation is really so terrible, why have so many countries agreed to become members? Most of the mirages in Grimoire, not all, but certainly most of them, are now firmly under the Federation's control. With such a powerful army behind them, citizens can go about their lives without fearing mirages.
So it is the Empire.
Hold back any mirages? Seriously?
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Tame Brandis is head of the chief, known as Savalos, Helena. Command all
Oh, this guy is basically this stereotypical stoner. This is bad.
Ages passed. So there was a queen of the keepers? Sounds like she was pretty powerful. Yes, but that was more than a century ago. So, sorry for the string of dumb questions, but if the Federation can guarantee that kind of absolute protection, wouldn't it be worthwhile to take them up on their offer? It may seem wise, but you see,
Bye.
membership in the Federation involves following their laws. Adoption of a heinous creed. It shows me right to the marrow of my bones. That bad? Yes. I beg you, see for yourselves. Once you have done so, well, you will understand. All right then. Now then, may I ask what the two of you intend to do next?
Well, whatever's going on out there, the only thing we can do right now is just keep rounding up more mirages, am I right?
Well, along with our memories.
So basically now it's just power-ups so that we can actually do the real objective of the game, which is to help take down the Federation.
We can lay down the smack.
Lay down the what? I think what he's trying to say is we'll help you out, or at least in the best way we know how. Oh, wonderful. You have my thanks. Mine and all Cornelia. Still, if we're going to be any help, don't you think we need to beef up our arsenal first? Because we can't put up much of a fight without some strong mirages.
Good point. Princess, do you know of any nearby places where strong mirages live?
Certainly. If you travel to the northeast of Cornelia, you'll find the Nether Nebula, a network of caverns inhabited by many wild mirages.
Hmm?
Not at all. Savage mirages are incited in there. You may well end up dead.
That's cool.
If you insist upon going, then please take the utmost caution. Well, Your Highness.
So,
Otherwise, he's going to be extremely sorry.
Why just me? What did I do?
okay, so as we save our game, that's going to be the end of this episode, which is episode 2, which consists of chapter 1 and chapter 2. At least we got through 2 chapters today, or in this episode. We got through the prologue in the first one, 1 and 2 in this one, and then hopefully we can get through
Looks like
3
we'll
and...
need to wind our way down to reach the exit.
Oh, so I don't even think we got all the way through it, but that will be the end, and until next time, this is Captain Crazy, signing